Taco in the stash.
All right. For Downey to tackle the uber villain Dr. Doom in the two tentpoles, the Russos' deal doesn't include back-end compensation, but it does contain performance escalators that kick in at $750 million and $1 billion thresholds. That's box office worldwide. So the only incentives in their contracts is those two milestones, which, if done correctly, should easily hit a fucking $1 billion. Easily. But, if done correctly, is the caveat there. Now, sorry, I've been watching Psych all week. I might start saying some psych-isms. That's on me. A source close to the production disputes those figures and claims the Russos' paydays are lower. God forbid. Oh, I'm not making $80 million. I lied. I'm actually making $70. Whatever. Who gives a shit? The brothers also will produce the two films via their AGBO banner. That marks something of a departure for Marvel, which typically doesn't work with outside producers, preferring to keep the team in-house. But it did do that for Deadpool and Wolverine. Again, dude's a fucking genius. For Downey, who catapulted Marvel into the money printing machine, thanks to his return as Tony Stark in the first Iron Man film in 2008. Was that really 2008? Holy shit. His deal, listen up, his deal also is filled with perks that include a private jet, dedicated security, and a whole, quote, trailer encampment for the newly minted Oscar winner. Obviously, he won, as it says here, for his supporting actor in Oppenheimer. According to one knowledgeable source, Downey is by far the highest paid member of the Marvel, the MCU, and has pulled down between $500 and $600 million over the course of the 4 Avengers movies, 3 Iron Man movies, and cameos in The Incredible Hulk, Captain America Civil War, and Spider-Man Homecoming. Good on you, Bobby. Fucking good on you. Still, some changes are in order. While the Russo brothers' previous 2 Avengers movies shot in Atlanta, the new outings will be filmed in London. The reason why they're doing this is because in the UK, when you film there, you get a tax break. So like they'll get like almost like a rebate in a sense for shooting there. So like if the movie costs $500 million to make, and I think it will, especially with the Russo brothers being paid and RDJ being paid. They'll get like 55, 60 something million, whatever, back. So it's not going to be like, so maybe it won't need to hit 1.4 billion, but it might need to hit 1.2, that kind of shit. He filmed in London beginning the second quarter of 2025. Now, maybe I should hold this thought here before. Now, I'll say now because I might forget my ADHD ass. So, over in the DCU, the new Superman movie, Superman has wrapped. It's done, right? And people are saying, wow, that's really fucking fast. You know, not really, whatever the case may be. But the Fantastic Four, it was announced that their release date was announced at Comic-Con, July 26th or 7th, whatever it was, that Saturday. They start shooting the Fantastic movie that Tuesday, 3 days later. And that movie is going to come out 2 weeks after the new Superman movie does. You want to talk about a fucking turnaround? You're telling me from July, 29th, 30th? Until July 25th of next year, they're going to film it all. VFX, all that shit is going to be done, completed, and ready to go. That's a quick turnaround. And then the Avengers movies are going to begin filming in the second quarter of 2025. So that means, the first quarter is January, February, March. So then the second quarter will be April, May, June. So somewhere between April and June, these movies will start shooting. And the first Avengers movie, Doomsday, comes out in 2026. And the next one comes out in 2027. Again, another fast fucking turnaround, which does give me some kind of about it, because as we all know, as Asmongold once fucking joked about a while ago about his favorite scene in Marvel, and he just pulled up a fucking green screen. Because that's all the Avengers movies are, really. It's just a whole bunch of CGI with, like, some cameos of humans as they go through. Alright. Although Marvel had become the most dominant brand in cinema over its first 30 films, is that all? It began to show cracks in 2023. No, it didn't. I can't stand this fucking... It began to show cracks. You're telling me there's no bad movies in the MCU, period? Like we didn't get Iron Man 2 or 3 or Thor 2 or 3 or 4. We didn't get the Marvels. We didn't get I mean, fuck, I've deleted some out of my brain. We didn't get what's the Asian guy? No, not Wong. He doesn't have his own movie. Shang-Chi. Forgot his whole fucking name. Fuck him. Well, like, these movies are bad. But we glossed it over because of, it's MCU. What we've had since 2023 is consecutive shit in a row. Right? Like, people forget. You go back and look at Phase 1 of the MCU. What's the second movie in Phase 1? It's The Incredible Hulk. Not Mark Ruffalo, by the way. Like, you're talking about a movie that could have fucking tanked the MCU. If not, you know what I mean? Like, but because Iron Man was so good, we glossed over it and gave it a pass. If it was reversed, we might not be sitting here with an MCU. Crazy to think. With a ho-hum Ant-Man sequel that brought in just $476 million worldwide, coupled with a disastrous The Marvels, which barely cleared $200 million. It did not clear $200 million. Sir or madam writing this article, it's literally at 199. Fuck you. Just Google once, please. Adding the angst on the Burbank lot, the entire future Avengers arc that centered on villain Kang, had to be scrapped amid actor Jonathan Majors' legal troubles. He beat his girlfriend up. Don't be afraid to write shit. Tell the truth. Legal troubles. He punched a woman in the face. Marvel parent company Disney cut ties with Majors hours after he was convicted of assault and harassment. Oh, you did write it. You write it. You still kind of sugarcoated it. He beat the fuck out of his girlfriend. Well, no, he didn't beat the fuck out of her. I'm going off the wall. Look at me. In short order, director Destin Daniel. That sounds like a fucking Marvel character. Destin Daniel Cretton exited Avengers Kang Dynasty. Marvel has started to regain its stride with the box office success of this month's Deadpool and Wolverine. No, stop. Marvel has not, regained its stride. It was one movie, and it was honestly not even really an MCU movie. It was a kind of a love story farewell to the Fox universe. It wasn't like, what I'm saying? Like, it's not like these are MCU staples. They didn't fucking break. Because you know why? I can tell you why they didn't regain its stride. Because guess what? Next month in September, Disney Plus, we got fucking Agatha. I'm sure that's going to fucking do something. And then after that, we got Captain African American. That movie's probably going to fucking flop. Because it was reshot, rewritten 4 times. Captain America... New World Order, or whatever the fuck it's called now, its budget is $375 million. Just on the budget alone, this film needs to make $700 million to just make back budget. Because don't forget, theaters keep 40%. And then we can add in promotional shit. So Captain America needs to make $1 billion to break even at zero. Not going to happen. Deadpool and Wolverine would set a record for a rated R debut. It did. It's only rated R here, though. So, in like the UK, they don't do PG or R. They do ages, and it's Deadpool and Wolverine is rated a 15, meaning you have to be 15 years or older to see it by yourself. So it's not really rated R. Anywhere else. In the cover story, studios woes that Marvel was considering pivoting from Kang to Doctor Doom as major problems mounted, and that Chief Kevin Feige was keen to bring back Downey, who from his Broadway debut, McNeil, Ayad Akhtar McNeil. I don't know. Sorry, I butchered that guy's name. In fall to pre-production on Avengers in the new year. Sources say Downey, who was wrecked by WME, agreed to return to the MCU if the Russos, who are CAA clients, would be directing, as they were the only ones he would work with, says a source familiar with the deal making. So RDJ Bobby got all that money, a private jet, dedicated security, and a trailer encampment, plus the Russo, and then he got all that and said, "Oh yeah, the Russos, if they don't direct it, I'm not doing it." So then them boys got paid. It's fucking wild. Good on Bobby. After all, the brothers' 2 Avengers movies earned a whopping $4.851 billion combined as Marvel looks to regain its footing. Hold on. What do you mean regain its footing? Up here, you said it did. Don't be lying to me, Tatiana. A Downey Russo's reteaming is a perfect combination of timing and everyone being on the same page, says one executive close to the project. Listen, I'm excited for Fantastic Four. I saw the little snippets they showed at Comic-Con. It's not really a trailer, but just like almost like test footage. The Thing looks really cool, looks comic book accurate, and then it ends with Galactus looking into the windows. No female Silver Surfer in those shots, thank God. Obviously, VFX and all that shit would be a bitch, but I'm still excited for it. But if Fantastic Four, if that movie flops and it's poorly written and it's just shit, well then that puts a downer on Doomsday Avengers movie, which comes out right after that. And then if that one's poorly written and this one's this is a domino effect, and I have hopes, not high hopes, but mid hopes.
Taco in the stash.